Is your husband wasting your life? Should you leave him or should you give him another chance? At some point, these are questions you need to ask yourself. But what is the right answer? Am I doing right or wrong? I'm working right now with a couple where the woman said that literally to me during the session. She's completely frustrated about the situation where they both are into. Today, we are talking about what she's experiencing, my perspective about that, and what you can learn from that situation for your own marriage. By the way, I'm Timon from Real Relationship. I help couples fight less and feel closer again. If you like this, hit subscribe for more. So let's give some context. My client is a couple who lived 20 years together and being in marriage since 8 years. They have one 5-year-old daughter and they are both working. They met when they were pretty young and fell in love with each other after a while. After 1 year, they moved together and felt really good. Everything was fine. Until one day, her whole perspective about her partner got shattered. He lied to her about a situation that he started smoking again. The situation wasn't the big thing. It was the lie behind it. And at this point, she was very disappointed and lost a lot of trust in her man. After that, they still shared a lot of good times and she also appreciated other things about him. But this was a big thing in their life. As life goes on, they married and got their first child. That was a big turning point in their life. They felt a lot of joy, a lot of love, but also a lot of responsibility after that. Their whole life was all about this child. They lost their focus on each other for several years, and through that, their partnership got more and more broken. Now the kid is 5 years old and they are now facing a lot of problems in their partnership. While he is pretty chill about a lot of things, she's pretty pissed off. She is half in, half out of the marriage. Why? Because she's frustrated about him. She's working and taking care of the kid and the apartment. She said that he makes promises all the time, but nothing is changing. She has the feeling that she wastes her life and is trapped in it. She wants to travel, see the world, and give her kid a life full of experience. But instead, she's sitting in her apartment. Her man can get a better job. She needs to do everything from making the finances to the household to planning stuff. And when he's doing something in the household, he wants some appreciation from her. But yeah, for her, it's basic stuff. She works 6 hours a day as a leader in a company and her husband works from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. He has some special job where he needs to wake up early, so it's also difficult with timing like breakfast or dinner. What she's also experiencing is that she gets more and more frustrated until she explodes, especially in moments when she thinks that he didn't change and everything is still as the beginning. Also, there is less time to talk about each other, and in the evening, she's alone while the kid and her husband are sleeping, thinking about what would be if they split. What would be when the kid is old enough and leaves the house? Are we only together because of the kid? So many questions. That is why they looked for a third opinion. Can you empathize with that situation of the couple? Are there some parts of the story familiar to you? Do you feel overwhelmed sometimes with all you need to do in the household? Do you need to manage your work, your kids, and your husband? You're not alone. There are a lot of wives who are staying in that situation. But what should you do? Leaving and let your kid grow up with divorced parents? So what is my perspective about that situation? First of all, it's a great sign that both realize that there are problems and that they are looking for help. According to Gottman research, 50% of all marriages end in the first 7 years, and the average couple waits 6 years before seeking help for marital problems. What both are facing was more of a process than a sudden change, because they prioritized the kid for everything else. And through that, they lost each other in this process. They stopped doing stuff which helped the partnership before the kid. I mean, of course, the baby needs a lot of love and focus, but it's also important for the baby that your marriage is in a good condition. That is a classical scenario. Parents work their ass off and try to manage everything in that time until the baby gets old enough, and at some point they realize that they are no longer lovers to each other anymore, and they are more working like a logistic company for this kid. And then they interpret it like they don't love each other anymore, but what they forgot is that they didn't do the habits and the things anymore which made them fall in love with each other. Then they take words in their mouth like, we have grown apart. In this scenario, for example, they stop talking to each other because they don't want to discuss problems in front of the kid. And through that lack of communication, women get naturally much more stressed because they use talking as a form of reducing stress and creating clarity within themselves. Because of this lack of communication, she feels not seen and loved. And through that, it comes to less intimacy, which also lead to less love bonding hormones production like oxytocin or others. Then on the other side, her husband has a lack of leadership and confidence. He avoids managing and taking care of the finance planning because on one hand, it's convenient, and probably on the other hand, he fears criticism from her when he does something wrong. At the end, he needs to take back his balls and decide to take more responsibility for the family. That means a lot of things. First, he intentionally needs to create time and space for talking with her wife and being present with her. And then building up some new habits to reduce mental load at home. So, for example, he's taking care of the laundry or cleaning the apartment. There must be some fair plan for both of them. Also, they both need to create some rituals of connection. Weekly or monthly date night, cuddling time together, 20-minute date time for talking to each other, and so on. Creating intentional things for bonding and bringing back their love and intimacy. And she needs to support him through his changing process by appreciation. Criticism is one of the most destructive forms, especially for a man in a relationship. Because when a man feels like he can never win, he will either leave or will give up his leadership and his force to take care about everything. Like, why should I give my best when even my best is never enough? That brings a lot of frustration, bitterness, and procrastination within a man. So, what can you learn about this story? Should you leave your marriage or not? In my opinion, it depends. Of course, I don't know your exact situation right now, but what I know is that it works to get out of this nightmare. Fast? No. Patience and consistently working on it? Yes. And it needs both. Not only you. Your husband needs to prioritize you as a partner and being open for help. Beside that, you can learn from this situation what shifting focus after a kid can do to your relationship. What you can do directly are the following things if that happens in your relationship. First, look for some professional help that can look at your specific case and give you proper help. Second, you both need to prioritize your partner as the most important person in your life. Not the parents, not the friends, and also not the kids. You need to build a strong team that brings stability in this family. And your kids also want that. They want happy parents because if they are not happy, they think they are the reason why mom and dad are unhappy in their life. Third, build rituals of connection. What did you both do when you were at the beginning of your relationship? What changed? Try to figure that out and do it again. These early things were one of the big reasons why you fell in love with each other. Some really good connection rituals are, for example, taking 15 to 20 minutes after dinner to talk with each other. No kids, no TV, no phone, no distractions. Just you two talking about your life. I would recommend two kinds of talking appointments. One about your relationship and one outside the relationship. When it comes to the second one, it is important that you both empathize with each other and build up a team versus all the other stress factors in your and your partner's life. Another good ritual of connection is when you go to work or coming together. So for example, every time your husband is leaving you or coming home, he gives you a kiss. This creates connection, which brings more empathy, trust, and love in the relationship. Fourth, give your husband a list of what he can do for you to help you to relax more. He likes clarity, and maybe he's bad at interpreting what you exactly want. So give him this list and please don't dictate what he all needs to do. Give him the freedom to decide by himself what 10 things, for example, he wants to do out of this list. It is also important not to criticize him when he does something but he makes a mistake or didn't do it ASAP. Through criticizing, he learns that his wife is mad when he does something for her. But when you appreciate what he is doing, he is more willing to do that more in the future. That, of course, works also in the opposite direction and it's not rocket science. But the better one needs to start first with this behavior. Fifth, being resourceful. Think about all the people who could help you to get more couple time, like your best friends, your parents, or maybe some nanny. It's important to create more couple time, but for that you need someone who can have an eye on your kids. Maybe you know some parents who have a kid the same age as yours, then you could make a deal that you spend time with your and their kids and the opposite. Look what resources are available for you. 6, when you finally created time together without your kids, look for things you both love to do together when you were younger. Maybe a bicycle trip, maybe going on a concert, a longer walk, visiting a city, passionate sex, an elegant dinner night, or just being together, eating some ice and watching a series together. Whatever you both enjoy doing together, do that and have fun together. Fun and romance are one of the first things that get lost when you're parents. Bring them back by using this additional time together. And 7th, get a deeper understanding about each other. Ask you both open-ended questions where your partner can't answer with yes or no. For example, if you have infinite money in your life, what would you like to do? What are your plans for the next 3 years? What is your favorite friend currently? What do you like to eat the most right now? What do you like the most at work and what are your goals there right now? Try to get an update about your partner's life. The more you manage and try to survive the day, the more you forget about your partner. This will help you to bond more and increase trust with each other. These are some very powerful things you can directly do in your relationship. And if you do that consistently, your marriage will start to feel more and more meaningful to both of you. You will feel less stressed, more connected, and feel more drive again in your relationship. If you like this video, let me know in the comments, and for more, hit the subscribe button. I wish you a beautiful day and a more beautiful, lovely relationship in the future. Your Timon from Relationship. Bye bye.